gave the warning in Abuja following reports that many retail outlets had adjusted the price in their various pumps upwards above the government-regulated rate. The factional national president of IPMAN, Chinedu Okoronkwo, admitted that members of the association had called for a hike in petrol price, but noted that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited had released enough petrol. The Ondo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, has confirmed that some suspects have been arrested in connection with the terrorist attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo. The state commander of Amotekun, Adetunji Adeleye, disclosed this today while parading some 71 men who were arrested for various criminal activities across the state. He, however, did not give the actual figure of the suspected terrorists arrested, but expressed assurance that all the attackers of the worship center will be apprehended. It will be recalled that the suspected terrorists invaded the church on June 5, killing no fewer than 40 people and injuring many other worshippers. The Ondo State commander of Amotekun, Adetunji Adeleye, therefore assured the people of the state that the perpetrators and their sponsors will be brought to book. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has reassured people of its commitment towards eliminating all physical barriers that will hinder voters from participating in the July 16th gubernatorial election in Osun State. The Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Professor Abdulgani Raji, gave this reassurance during the education and sensitization of visually impaired voters in the state. Professor Raji assured visually impaired and other registered voters living with disabilities in the state of unhindered participation in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. Also speaking at the event, the Acting Director of Gender and Inclusion Department, INEC, Mrs. Dorothy Belu, stated that electoral process must be inclusive to accommodate all persons with disabilities. INEC has trained visually impaired voters on the use of Braille ballot guide for them to be able to exercise their deliberate power independently. Meanwhile, Osun State government has declared Friday, June 24, as work-free day to enable civil servants who are yet to collect their permanent voters' cards to do so ahead of the July 16 gubernatorial election in the state. In a statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Prince Wale Oyebamiji, Osun State government acted on the importance of the PVC to the performance of their civic responsibility. The statement indicated the acknowledgement by the state government on the importance of workers in democratic process and is also aware that the only way workers can give life to their aspirations for a worker-friendly government is through their votes. The federal government, in conjunction with Osun State government, have commenced the conditional cash transfer scheme program in Ede North and Ede South local government areas in the state. Speaking of the program, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Social Intervention Programs, Mr. Lukman Abimbola, appreciated the efforts of the federal and state governments in ensuring the uplift of the citizenry. He noted that 15,563 vulnerables had benefited in the program and reiterated the need for the beneficiaries to take the opportunity as a great privilege of empowering themselves. An APC stalwart, Al-Aja Latifa Giwa, in her words of admonition, commended the federal government and the state government under the leadership of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for extending their support to the vulnerables, while she encouraged the beneficiaries of the scheme to use these stipends wisely. The owner states of Oduas Investment Company Limited have expressed satisfaction over the trajectory performance of the company in the last few years. Ondo State Governor, Mr. Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who spoke on behalf of others at the 2022 annual general meeting of the group in Lagos, commended the management for undertaking fundamental changes as directed by the owner state. The same view was expressed by other governors in attendance who reiterated their support for continued growth and Development of Odua Investment Company. Meanwhile, consequent upon the expiration of the tenure of Dr. Segun Aina from Osun State as chairman, the board and shareholders approved Bimbo Ashiru from Ogun State as the new chairman of the group. This is in line with the established principle of rotation of chairmanship among shareholder states every 4 years as enshrined in the shareholders agreement. Commenting on the outcome of the annual general meeting, the group managing director Adewale Raji expressed delight on the performance of the company in the outgone year, noting that the Odua Investment Company Limited was established to positively influence the next generation of youths with focus on health, education, and youth empowerment. The official commissioning of a newly renovated science laboratory of Osogbo Grammar School by A-Levels alumni class of 84 to 86 set holds tomorrow. A release by the president of the set, Mr. Ebenezer Ashinyobi, and secretary, Mrs. Taiwo Ogungbade, states that Commissioner for Education, Honorable Folorunsho Oladoyin, and Special Advisor on Education, Honorable Jami Olawumi, are expected as the special guest of honor at the event. Venue of the program holding in the morning is Osogbo Grammar School, Osogbo. The statement enjoins invited guests to attend the program as a matter of duty. And now moving on to sport. The Nigerian government has rescinded its decision to suspend the country's basketball teams from all international competitions for 2 years. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Ismail Abubakar, disclosed this today at a news conference in Abuja. He said the latest decision is based on a letter of appeal from the Nigeria Basketball Federation signed by Musa Kida. The government had on May 12, via a statement from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, quoting President Muhammadu Buhari, approved the country's immediate withdrawal from all international basketball competitions for 2 years. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, further said the withdrawal of the country's teams from international basketball was to provide the government with the opportunity to revamp the sport from the grassroots as well as revive the domestic leagues, which have become moribund. It will be recalled that on June 2, following the government's decision, the Sports Global Governing Body, FIBA, kicked the Nigerian women basketball team, the Tigers, out of the 2022 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. While on the foreign scene, ousted Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi has been moved from house arrest to solitary confinement in a prison compound in the military-built capital, Naypyidaw. According to a junta spokesman, since Suu Kyi's ouster in a coup last year, she had been under house arrest at an undisclosed location in Naypyidaw, accompanied by several domestic staff and a dog. The 77-year-old Nobel laureate left the premises only to attend hearings for her numerous trials in a junta court that could see her handed a prison sentence of more than 150 years. The junta spokesman added that Suu Kyi's future trial hearings would take place inside a newly built courtroom inside the prison compound. Reports say since seizing power, Myanmar's military government has detained thousands of pro-democracy protesters, with many facing secret trials that rights groups have decried as politically motivated, while the crackdown has left more than 2,000 civilians dead, with more than 14,000 arrested. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.